Hello, welcome. My name is Slug MTG, and it's been a little while, but I am back with another hyper-budget Pauper deck tech. So the goal of this series isn't necessarily to create new tier 1 competitive decks. The goal is to create decks that can hold their own against a majority of the metagame at the cheapest price possible, offering a good way for new people to get into Pauper if they don't necessarily want to invest into a full deck. And today I have a list that I am calling Heliod's Chosen. It is a mono-white aggro list that focuses on just getting good low-costed creatures out, namely flyers, and then swinging in for the win. This deck is actually incredibly cheap. I think it's the cheapest one I've done so far, at the online price being 1.36 ticks and the paper price being $16.28. Of course, this list can probably be a lot cheaper if you buy it from your friendly local game store. But without further ado, let's go ahead, jump into Magic Online, and I'll give you a rundown of all the cards. Alright, so this is what the deck looks like in Magic Online. The mana base is pretty simple. We just have 18 lands, 16 planes, 2 secluded steps. We can cycle them away if we draw them late. So the main build around for this deck is going to actually be Daybreak Chimera, namely because it is a 3/3 flyer for 2. It's incredibly efficiently costed, and it can actually pose a pretty big threat if we land 2 of them and the opponent doesn't have an answer. We can finish games very quickly. Some of the other creatures include Leonin Skyhunter, Core Skyfisher, of course, just a good flyer. Journey to Nowhere if we need to get rid of creatures later on in the game that are blocking our way to victory. And then we have, for our 1-drops, War Falcon. War Falcon is actually a card I haven't really seen before, but I thought it was super interesting when I looked at it, and it can attack unless you control a knight or a soldier, but Leonin Skyhunter is a knight, Core Skyfisher is a soldier. Of course, we have Thraben Inspectors, one of the best 1-drops in all of Pauper. This is a soldier, so it will make sure that War Falcon, more likely than not, swing in. We do have Selfless Cathar, which isn't a soldier or a knight, but it is a way to... it's basically a finisher. It can pump up our board to get through a little bit more damage to finish off the game. Akatian, whatever. We have some people that throw javelins, and this is actually really good for getting rid of the small blockers in the early game, or even you can get rid of Delver before it flips. It's a pretty good card. I've had a lot of use with it. Or you can ping the opponent with 1 damage and then return it to your hands with Core Skyfisher and then just put it right back down again. It's treated me pretty well. And then the last creature I guess we have in the deck is Elite Vanguard. It's just a good costed 2-power 1-drop, and it's a soldier, so it can help War Falcon attack as well. We have Guardian's Pledge, which white creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. This is going to be our finisher. Once we have 3 to 4 guys on the board, this is going to add so much damage, and they can really just finish a game out of nowhere. And the other card that we have is Sentinel's Eyes. So this is new from Theros, just like Daybreak Chimera. So we got a couple new toys in a recent set. And Sentinel's Eyes, +1/+1 in Vigilance, so it helps with blocking as well. But the important thing is that we can actually cast this from our graveyard with Escape. So we exile 2 other cards, and then we can cast it from our graveyard. It's really good. So moving on to our sideboard here, we do have Fragmentize for artifact matchups or even enchantment, in case they have a bunch of enchantment-based removal. Samite Sensor Bearer is not a card I've seen a lot of, but I really like it. It's really good against Electrickery and these pingers that just want to basically wipe our entire board. It can completely stop that. It's just really good protection to ensure that our creatures can stick. Sunlance is next, as it gets rid of quite a lot of creatures in the metagame right now. Mole Drifters, Archaeomancers, a lot of them. It can get rid of a lot of troublesome creatures that we might otherwise struggle against. Circle of Protection Red is obviously here against Burn. Leave No Trace is here against Bogles and enchantment-based decks. It's incredible. And then Lone Missionary is here against Burn as well. I've had a lot of success with this deck. It is very consistent, especially being an aggro list. So without further ado, I would like to show you the deck in action and hop into some games. All right, we've got a game going here. We've won the dice roll. Of course, we want to go first. This is tough. If we manage to get a second land, this could be really good for us, but at the same time, this could also be really bad. I'm going to risk it, because if we can get a second land here, this is going to be a really good hand. And we have 3 1-drops that we can still get by, at least in the early game. Plains and Thraben Inspector to get that clue. And pass turn. Forest. Elves are Stompy. Is this Defender combo, actually? Oh, sweet, we do get these second planes. So that's actually, I think we do want to swing in. So we'll play the planes, swing in with the Thraben Inspector. Is with the Shield Sphere whenever it blocks, yeah. And we'll see if we can wear it down eventually. Flyers are going to be really good here, but I do also... I'll do Core Skyfisher. And we will pass turn. Return a land. We definitely want more flyers down just so we can reach over these giant walls. That's really going to stave off our aggression here. They bounce the forest. Out comes Winding Way. Back to us. Ooh, Javelineers are actually pretty good here. Let's play this down. And let's go ahead and swing out. No blocks this time. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to play out the Vanguard and the Javelineers. Because if that survives, I can ping off the Kyrion Ranger, and that's really good for us. Bouncing the forest again. And more defenders. They're kind of struggling. Ooh, Journey to Nowhere. That's really good for us, actually. So obviously the Overgrown Battlement is really good for them. If we get rid of that, I think that's what we want to do. So I want to ping off the Ranger and then get rid of the Overgrown Battlements. That's what I'll do. And then get rid of the Overgrown Battlement. And then after that, we can just swing in. Okay, yeah, our opponent got a little unlucky with their opening sequence. So what do we have against wall combo? I don't think we have really anything on our sideboard that helps, so we just run it back the way it was. We got game 2 here, and I do not like this opening hand at all. Only 1 planes, 1 thing we can play on turn. No. We will mull. This isn't necessarily better, but we do have 2 Javelineers. I can get rid of the Kyrion Rangers. I think we are forced to keep this because I don't necessarily want to get rid of anything else. And honestly, I think I get rid of the Vanguard here. No, because that's a turn 1 play. I'll get rid of one of the Javelineers because I doubt they'll have more than 1. So out goes the Elvish Mystic and planes. This guy. Pass. I don't know if I want to ping off the Elvish Mystic, although we might have to. Lead the Stampede. Yeah, if we get rid of the Elvish Mystic, I think I have to if I want to start swinging in, at least on the ground. Hopefully we draw planes here. No. But Sentinel's Eyes is actually really good for that. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's give its Vigilance. We don't have to actually tap to attack. We can tap to deal damage. Perfect. And swing in. No blocks. And we just pass. I'm not too worried about the Elvish Mystic. It's the Kyrion Ranger or really anything else. Crashing Drawbridge, that's not so good for us. Ceruli Caretaker. Yeah, they have a much stronger start this time around. Not much we can do. Definitely need to get in on the air, but we are not drawing a second land here, unfortunately. Ceruli Caretaker. I mean, if we swing in with this guy, he's just going to block with the Crashing Drawbridge, and I don't... Crashing Drawbridge does enable him to go off at any time. I don't think we can necessarily... I'll just play out the Elite Vanguard. It's unfortunate that we aren't getting a second land here, but I think there's not much we can do. I'm not going to bother swinging in. My best draw here is obviously a plains, but they could very well go off here. Are they not going to? Okay. Another Sentinel's Eyes. That's interesting. Because now we can, if they block, we can pretty much kill anything. And now we can swing in with both. Okay, so we're going to get some damage through. And not much else we can do. They're just skipping through. We'll see. Do they really not have anything? They have 6 cards in hand. They have to have something. Or maybe, is it this guy that's really holding them up? We get another one. All right. Still no planes, but let's go ahead. Attack with all, and let's get some more damage in. Not super low yet. I think... yeah, it'd be worth it to play this guy, because next turn, if he blocks with Crashing Drawbridge, we can get rid of it. Then hopefully we will finally draw planes, and we can just bounce. This guy, the one that isn't enchanted, we can replay it. Kyrion Ranger, okay. That is definitely worth... although they have a lot of lands, so I don't know if it's necessarily... well, he does get to untap a target creature, so we'll see. And then end step, I think it is very much worth it to get rid of the Kyrion Ranger. Well, it's not quite a plains, but I guess it's a land, so I'll play that. And then I guess I want to just ping off the Elvish Mystic, because it'll block here, so I guess I have to do that. And then just swing in with everything. Next turn, I will be able to play a Core Skyfisher, bounce the land back. I don't know what I should do next turn, actually. Because next turn, I'm going to be able to swing in with this guy as well. Unless that happens. Should I play Journey to Nowhere next turn, actually? No. I think Daybreak Chimera is my best bet next turn. Passes back to us. I think I misplayed by pinging off the Elvish Mystic instead of saving it, because now that's going to allow him to block my creatures. So I have a couple options here. I can Journey to Nowhere, say a Kyrion Ranger, because it's the only thing he has right now that untaps anything. Or I can play a Daybreak Chimera and really start swinging in that way. Or I can put in Core Skyfishers and put in a threat. I'll do that maybe? No, I need to return... I need another land, that way I can replay that. So I think what I'll end up doing is casting the Daybreak Chimera and start going over the top. And that's pretty much all I can do right now. I'm not going to bother swinging in. If they have the combo, they have the combo, but I messed up. I haven't played against this deck too much. I hear it being talked about a lot, but I actually haven't played up against it, so I'm still a little unsure of what to actually do against it, so forgive my misplays. I'm still learning. They're just skipping through. We'll see if it's all... yep. And we get a plains that is perfect. So I think what we want to do, attack with the Chimera. And what we can do, play out a Skyfisher, bounce back that, and replay it. And that puts them on a pretty tight clock. That Scattershot Archer is going to be really annoying, but we can get rid of it. He's going to give him haste. Can they actually untap again? He has to be careful though, because I have a bunch of creatures on the ground as well. I'm going to Journey to Nowhere, the Scattershot next turn. Oh no, you messed up. He said oops. Yeah, that was pretty close. So I think what I can do right now is play out another Core Skyfisher, return a plains, play the plains, and then Journey to Nowhere. I think that is going to be my best bet here. So we can swing in right now with everything, I believe, except this guy. Although I'm going to want to ping off the Kyrion Ranger anyway, so let's just do that right now, because that's not really going to affect much, just to make sure there's no shenanigans. And then, yeah, because these two are going to block here. Play down the plains, and now the Journey to Nowhere. Get rid of the Scattershot Archer, and we will pass the turn. Can they do something? This is it. Ooh. Can they do something? GG. That was close. That was a good match. And see, it looks like we lost the dice roll for this one, so we will start off second. I do like this. I've got turn 1, 2, and 3 right here, and I think I'll keep this. It's not the most aggressive start, but it's pretty consistent. Are we up against fairies? Alright, so I guess the first up, I actually do want the War Falcon out, because I'm going to play the Sky Hunter next turn, and that is a knight, which will let that one swing in, so we can just play that, pass turn. Brainstorm. Do they have a way to shuffle the deck? Oh, Cool. Well, we really worked hard for that one. I mean, it could be like a Delver list, fairies. If it's fairies, Sunlance would be pretty good. Let's run in some Sunlance because they're going to be a bunch of flyers, and I obviously don't like running into a bunch of flyers. I want my creatures to swing in unimpeded, so I think what I should do is maybe get rid of the Vanguards. I have to be careful though, because I don't want to remove too many from War Falcon, but this should be enough. I'll run it back like this. Let's see, we are going second. I am tempted to keep this just because we have so many 1-drops and we can just completely clear their field over and over again. And we are going second, so I'll try this. Okay, Preordain. And the first one I'm going to run back is the Javelineers. That will get rid of any fairies they put out. Pass the turn. Fairy Seer. We can ping that off. Make sure they can't stick anything. Okay, so it's blue-red Delver then, I think. Well, there is a War Falcon, and I do have a soldier out, so that's probably what I want to play this turn. I can't swing in, and while they're tapped out, I'm just going to get rid of this thing. Play the War Falcon, and pass turn. Stormbound Geist, interesting. We haven't drawn a Plains yet, but what I can do is I can swing in with both of these. If he blocks the War Falcon, if he blocks the War Falcon, it'll come back, and then I can kill it with the Sunlance, which seems like a pretty good deal. All right, good. So it will return, and then you just Sunlance it and kill it. Pass the turn. I mean, not drawing a second land really sucks, but the deck can still perform, at least. Doesn't need any red mana right now, apparently, and there's another Geist. There's another Sunlance, but unfortunately, we do not have another Falcon. But ironically, non-flyers are kind of what's good right now. Put out the Elite Vanguard. Pass the turn. Another Seer. Still not a Plains, but that's okay. I guess now we swing in with both. If he blocks with the Seer, then that's fine. And the Thraben Inspector, unless he has a counterspell. Okay, instead he has Accumulated Knowledge, and it sticks. Give me that clue. And pass the turn. Doing nothing. We take some damage. Ninja. Yep, Ninjutsu. Gets to draw a card, and there's the Geist. Back to us. Still not a Plains. This is mean. Come on, just give it to us. So I think I'm going to swing in, and then on my second main, Sunlance the Ninja. And pass the turn. Okay, all because the deck can mostly operate with 1 mana doesn't mean I actually want to operate the deck with 1 mana. Can't do anything, and back to us. Come on. Oh, come on. That's just rude. All right, swinging. Okay. I mean, if he wants to use, if they want to use a Lightning Bolt against Thraben Inspector, I'm not going to say no to that. Bam! There's another one. And they're going to counter it. Yes, they are. That's all we can do. I think, unfortunately, our lack of lands is starting to catch up with us. How? How again do we only get this? Okay, we'll play it. We'll swing in. Then another. They have a Lightning Bolt. They have a Lightning Bolt. Maybe they were just teasing me a little bit. We'll go ahead and play another 1-drop just to continue playing something. They have 2 cards in hands. Okay, Scred. I'm gonna swing in for 3 more. Depending what they do here, they have 1 card in. How do we get the 2? 2. There's only 2 of them, and we get whatever. Okay, it's fine. We'll play it. We'll go ahead, swing in, and now the Leonin Sky Hunter. Do they have a counterspell? That is the last card in hand. Okay. We have no cards in hand. I actually would have kept the Evolving Wilds in my hand just to bluff something. Okay, so I can play Core Skyfisher. And then, yeah, I like that. Okay, Core Skyfisher and then Journey to Nowhere. So play the core, bounce back the land, play the land, and then Journey to Nowhere. Stormbound Geist, and we will pass. What will they do? Okay, so I have an interesting thing I can do. I can play Sentinel's Eyes on the Javelineers. That way, Spellstarter Sprite won't be able to block and kill it. I think I'll do that. So we'll see what happens. What do they have? Perfect. Okay, that way now we don't have a counterspell for our Daybreak Chimera, which we'll want to cast that now actually while we have the Devotion. We'll move into combat. Swing in with both. If he blocks with Spell Stutter, then that's fine. Are we going to be able to pull this back? Okay, it's going to let us know what it gets, right? Yes. So we're going to know if they get a counterspell. If they do not get a counterspell, they get Brainstorm. That could... Okay, they probably have a counterspell now. Okay, they have to have something now. They don't have counterspell. Come on, don't have something. Ah, come on. Give it to me. Well, now we're getting the planes. Okay, so if I swing in this turn, which I obviously will, I'll bring him down to 7. If I do Guardian's Pledge, that's just going to bring him down to 5. I don't want a Guardian's Pledge. Instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card. I can play out both of these and see what happens. I should have played these afterwards, but oh well. Alright, what you got? I actually think a Plains next turn is going to be one of the best draws for me, just because then... Oh, okay, never mind. Ah, they got it. They found the Electrickery. Okay, so we can hopefully draw... Come on, okay, now a Plains isn't going to be the best thing. This deck needs to stop listening to me. So I guess we'll try one more turn. If they have a Lightning Bolt, they've got us. Okay, that might be just game for us, because they can return a Lightning Bolt on top of their deck. Accumulated Knowledge? I guess they're scared of me gaining life. Although I have not... Okay, come on, really? Now we're just getting flooded. I think that's just game. I'm technically not there yet. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna... Okay, that was rude. That was very rude. We actually almost ended up coming back. I definitely want the Sensor Bearers now. Honestly, the War Falcons aren't too good in this matchup. So I might want to get rid of 2 of those and then maybe 1 Guardian's Pledge. I think we'll just run it back like that. What is this opening hand? This is horrible. Is it though? Yes, it is. I'm tempted to keep just because I can cycle, but I'm not on the draw. If I were on the draw, I'd be more tempted, but I think I have to mull here. And this is a lot better. We'll keep this. And I guess we just kind of want to bottom the Secluded Step. And we will go ahead and play the Elite Vanguard and pass the turn. What do they have here? The Seer, okay. The Seer is going to be annoying. I don't necessarily want to swing in and just kill my own Vanguard, so I might just play out the Sentinel's Eyes here. If I get another 1-drop, that'd be probably the best. Okay, there we go. Play the Sentinel's Eyes and move to combat. Okay, no blocks. Out comes the Thraben Inspector and pass turn. Another Fairy Seer, that's annoying. It means they do not have a counterspell that they're going to be holding up. I am going to have to play the Daybreak on my first main phase. And there's a War Falcon too. This is looking pretty good, so I'm going to have to play this now, just in case they double block. And then I will full swing. They could potentially double block here, which they do. And that's fine. They're both just going to get wrecked. And I think that's all we can do for now. Next turn, we can play the Core Sky Fisher, bounce a Plains back, play the War Falcon. Stormbound? Yes. So this is going to be annoying to deal with. Hopefully we get like a Sunlance, Thraben Inspector. It's not the best. Is it worth it playing the 2? Yeah, I think it is. So we'll just go ahead and attack with everything right now. They'll block there. It'll come back, but at least we get the Undying trigger. And then main phase... I might actually want to play the Thraben Inspector instead. I'll do that. And pass the turn. There's the Scred. Gets rid of our big threat, and now that Stormbound Geist is looking very mean. So we have the Plains. Actually, that's right. I do have Sentinel's Eyes, don't I? So let's play the Plains. I think I'll hold the War Falcon in my hand, and I'll draw a clue at their end step. What I want to do is cast with Escape on my Sky Fisher. Do they have a counterspell? They have a Spell Stutter Sprite. Okay. They were not bluffing, so in that case, I'll just swing in with my 2 Thraben Inspectors. We'll see if they want to do anything about that. And I think I'll just go ahead and draw, sacrifice a clue at their end step. They choose not to swing in, and their end step, sacrifice a clue. Daybreak Chimera. That's good. And another Plains. Well, at least we're not struggling for Plains this time. I kind of hope we don't draw anymore. This is all we need. So I'm tempted to play out my hand now. That way I can guarantee the devotion for the Chimera, although I don't think they're really going to get rid of my Thraben Inspectors. I do have 1 extra mana to play with, so I think I'm just going to swing in with these 2. I'm going to see how they decide to react. And it comes back to me. Okay, so I will play the War Falcon, another Sprites. Let's try the Daybreak Chimera. Counterspell? No, Accumulated Knowledge. Okay. And that comes down and just pass the turn. I think next turn I will make a full swing, and if anything dies, I can replay Sentinel's Eyes. 3 cards in hand. What do you think they have? I think I'm going to sacrifice this to draw a card, just to see if there's anything. Okay, I get a Plains. It's not quite what I was hoping for. I think, though, I do want to make a full swing. Okay, okay. So they have to have something, right? An instant, okay. So there goes my Thraben Inspectors, although now I can cast these Sentinel's Eyes. Let's get the Thraben Inspector. I'm tempted to try the Sentinel's Eyes now. There's not exactly much else I can do. I can play a Plains and sacrifice the Clue, but I can also do that next turn. So let's try that. I'm actually going to try it on the Daybreak Chimera, because I have enough cards in my graveyard to just try casting it again until they run out of counter magic. Another Sprite. Those are annoying. He's getting a lot of them. Pass the turn. Will we be able to actually close this out? Actually swinging in with the Sprite, that's kind of surprising. Ninja. That would be why. Unfortunately, I have not drawn any of my removal, which I actually sideboarded in some removal, so kind of surprising. Oh, Selfless Cathar is actually really good here. So let's try this again. I actually don't mind too much of them just burning. Yeah, let's get that down so I can actually play the Selfless Cathar, because that can actually save us from... Yeah, the reason why Selfless Cathar is so good and I wanted it down is because it can actually save us from things like Electrickery. What he did beforehand. Is it worth it for me to swing in with the Daybreak Chimera? I think it is. So I will make a full swing here. If they block, I can sacrifice the Cathar. And that way my Chimera actually lives. And now it's a lot harder to deal with. Okay. They're probably gonna find an answer now. That's okay. If one more thing dies, though, I have a clue to draw a card. I can cast Sentinel's Eyes from my graveyard. I still have tools. There's the Scred. Probably going to swing with the Ninja. Swinging with both. Interesting. No Ninja. Sunlance. Let's go ahead and sacrifice a clue. Ooh. I like all of these, actually. So I think I'll play the Sky Hunter first. See if that gets countered. And then I'll play the Sunlance to get rid of the Ninja afterwards. So let's go ahead, go into combat. What's your reaction? Okay, that's what I thought. And now we can Sunlance the Ninja. Pass the turn. We are trying so hard. What are you looking at? Swinging in, okay. No? No. Interesting. That's not what we want. Let's actually do the Sentinel's Eyes, because I have a couple more cards in my graveyard. It actually goes through. Wow. Unbelievable. Now not even a double block will kill that. Throwing fairies. Do they have an Electrickery? They have to use Electrickery here, right? Is that what's going on? Electrickery? Okay, that is what's happening. For one creature, though, I don't know. I am kind of out of cards, so I guess it makes sense, but I don't know, just a little weird, I guess. What did you find? Nothing. Probably counter magic. Let's go ahead and cycle. Selfless Cathar. Do I try playing this now or wait? It seems like if they have a counter spell, I'd probably want them to burn it on Selfless Cathar. I need to get something down. I don't know what my next draw is going to be. Let's try it. If they have counter, they have counter. It sticks for now. And then let's go ahead and try with Sentinel's Eyes, just to save as much mana as we can for next turn. Okay, and force out anything. This is turning into quite the grindy matchup. Another Sentinel size. That's not quite what we're looking for. I mean, we've pretty much just exhausted each other's resources, so... I mean, this was a pretty fun match. Nope. Back to us. Woo! That's what we want, right? They actually played a card. Incredible. Doing better than we are right now. Mystic, what are you getting? Probably some card draw. Yeah, Tragic Lesson. Comes back to us. Really, all 3 Sentinel's Eyes right now? That's not happening. Tragic Lesson, and then what comes after? Well, I guess Mystic Sanctuary with another Tragic Lesson. What, do you have more card draw? What did you get? Nothing, supposedly. The thing is, do I play Leonin Sky Hunter now? I don't think I do. I think I pretty much want to wait till I have 2 threats. So I'll pass for now. I'm not really in any danger right now. There's the other Tragic Lesson. And what, Mystic Sanctuary getting back Tragic? Yep, okay. They've got quite the loop going for them. Stormbound. Okay, okay. I'm going to need to do something. So let's try the Sky Hunter first. Because I can kill them with either one of these. Oh, it actually sticks. Do they not have counter magic then? Well, let's try the Sky. And that sticks. Do I try Journey to Nowhere now? I think I have to, right? Okay, that's the counter spell. And then let's try getting in at least, I don't know how many Electricries they have, in case they draw one or they don't have one or something. Red. Okay. So, I mean, that's a bit unfortunate, but kind of expected. So, I think we just pass turn now. We are so close and yet so far. And we keep getting further away. They might just have it locked down right now. Drawing a lot of cards. I'm a little jealous right now. They're completely tapped out though, so if I can draw something. There's no haste in this deck, unfortunately. Oh, come on. No. That might be it though. If they just attack and pass, then I might just concede. Because there's nothing I can do at this point. They have counter magic, they have answers. Yet more card draw. A Journey to Nowhere. I'll try it. If they counter it, I think I'll just concede. Yeah. GG. That was grindy. We almost won that one, but hopefully we'll get the next one. Alright, so we actually won the dice roll for this one. I don't think there's any way I can keep this. I need another plane, so I think we have to mull, unfortunately. And this one is keepable, so I will keep, and then I think I have to bottom the Guardian's Pledge. So let's go ahead, planes, and then Cathar. Pass. Is this burn, maybe? Although they didn't play anything. Ah, sweet, we get another planes, and then we want to swing in. We'll play the Sky Hunter. That'll be it. Burning Tree Emissary. Burning Tree Emissary. Rip Clan Crasher. Another aggro list. They don't swing in. Interesting. So I will play the Step. This is red-green aggro, I guess. I'll swing in with the Sky Hunter. And then play the Chimera and pass. So a 3/3 body. I'm not sure if they'll be able to handle it all that well. That being said, it's 1 lightning bolt away from dying, but I'm hoping they don't have it. Elephant Guide, that could do it. Do we actually want to block? If we take it, we'll be down to 15. But then we can swing in and deal 6 damage back to them with, or no, we'll deal 7 actually with the Cathar, bringing them down to 10. So I don't think we want to block yet. If I draw planes, Raven Inspector, okay. Because I think I want to crack the Selfless Cathar here, play the Elite Vanguard as a jump, or Thraben Inspector as a jump blocker. I think that's what I'll do. Attack with these 2, and then now deal 7 damage, and then play our jump blocker. And then that way they're on a 2-turn clock. Please don't have Rancor. Another Elephant Guide? No, Heel Cutter. It's been a while since I've seen that dude. I was not expecting the Heel Cutter, honestly. I do have options now, but is there any way I can live this, though? Obviously, I'm going to have to hold creatures back now. Can I even afford to swing in? If I get rid of Burning Tree Emissary, that's going to leave them with 3 creatures, including the Heel Cutter. And that will leave me with 3 creatures to block, because I'm going to play the Elite Vanguard. Or no, I should play the Selfless Cathar. So I don't think I can swing in, but I can play Journey to Nowhere. And that will actually get rid of those. So that's nice. Don't have to deal with the elephant. And then I will play the Selfless Cathar. And I don't think I can actually swing in, unfortunately. So I just have to pass turn. Is this the Heel Cutter again? Or no, what is this? Okay, interesting. This is actually interesting. If I get... not a plains. I'll play it though. I might want to crack a clue here. Because they have us next turn with the Heel Cutter. Because then two of their creatures will get through. So I basically have to go all out this turn. How do I win? Is there anything I can draw with the clue? Or if I draw another 1-drop with the clue, then I can play both of them and survive? Either way, I think I'm drawing with the clue. Okay, so there's Thraben Inspector and Elite Vanguard. Because we know the card in their hand is the Heel Cutter. So if I play 2 more, I think I do have to play both of these and just hope they don't have anything to remove my creatures. And then next turn I'll be able to swing all out and win, I think. Yeah, I can't swing in. I think they realize that what we're trying to do here. Yes, okay, that's it. We've won. What do we get rid of? We get rid of, I don't think it really matters, or we'll get rid of Burning Tree Emissary because that has haste in case they have a way to destroy it. And so with that gone, they only have 3 blockers, and we know that the Heel Cutter is in their hands. They don't have anything. They have 3 blockers, and these 2 will get through, and they can block 1, 2, 3. They're going to be forced to block everything, and that's going to wipe their fields. But then I'm not going to have anything. I'm not going to have anything to block the Heel Cutter then. So I do play the Journey to Nowhere. I do not sacrifice the Selfless Cathar yet. That's going to be the turn afterwards because they can block the rest of my blockers with their remaining 3. So, which means that I do have the mana to clue, draw a card. It does mean, though, I do have the room. The Javelineers aren't that good. Everything has 2 toughness, unfortunately. I will have 4 to their 3. I can only swing in with 1. So I will swing in with the Daybreak Chimera before 5, compared to their 1, 2, 3, and then plus the Heel Cutter, which will be 4 to 5, 1 can't block. So yeah, I can swing in with 1 right now, which will bring them down to 7, which means next turn I can Selfless Cathar, and now Journey to Nowhere. Get rid of the one that doesn't have haste in case they have some way to get rid of it, and then that is pretty much all I can do right now. Their turn. Can we survive? I hope we can. Third 8, that's not going to be enough. Alright, and then I think we can just win. We can definitely win. So let's go ahead and Sentinel's Eyes the Chimera, just to have our big dude with Vigilance. We can swing in with our flyers, and with no blockers, we can go ahead and sacrifice the Cathar. Alright, so we won that one. Let's begin sideboarding. Very interesting deck. I like it. I like the aggro list. I think what we can do, Sunlance is going to be really good. Sunlance is going to be really good, and maybe Circle of Protection? These are the ones I'm considering, but what will I take out for it? I actually don't like the Javelineers here just because everything is at 2 toughness that I saw, so I don't think they're going to be that useful. And I can get rid of 1 Guardian's Pledge, maybe? And this should do it. We'll run it back like this. We have a Thraben, Circle of Protection, Selfless Cathar. I like this. All they have is an Evolving Wilds, and we will play down... Ooh, or Elite Vanguard. I'll do the Elite Vanguard. Threaten some more damage early. They're just going to crack their Evolving Wilds, and that's going to be it for our turn. Do they have 2 Burning Tree Emissaries like last time? Nope, just some ramp. So Plains, let's go ahead and swing in for 2 points of damage. And then we can play the Thraben and Selfless Cathar. We're off to a very good start here. That's all we can do for now. And then whenever they get a creature down, we can Circle of Protection. We'll take that 2 damage if they decide to swing in. They do. No blocks. I don't think there's really a point. Chain Lightning. Interesting. Okay. So we'll swing in for 3 damage. And then we'll get the Circle of Protection read out. And that's going to be really annoying. for them to deal with. I'm not going to bother preventing this damage in case they have more Chain Lightning for creature removal. Oh, it says nice sideboard. I'm not sure if he has an answer for this then. We'll go ahead and move to begin combat. We'll swing in, and then now I think we can actually afford to block that damage now that we have 2 mana open. Yeah, we're definitely going to want to prevent that. That is a lot. Oh, he's not. I'm going to feel kind of bad, but I actually have the perfect answer for this, so we will journey to nowhere. Oh, I forgot to cycle. Oh, well. Swing in for damage, play the Cathar, and pass turn for now. I will try to remember to cycle on their end step. Are they going to play anything? They're typing GG. That was good, though. So I think 3 games is where we will go ahead and call it for this video. As you can see, the list isn't as explosive as other more dedicated aggro lists, but it does have a lot of mid-game potential, and the ability to answer a lot of variety of threats is very nice. The deck itself is very consistent. You saw that even if I got stuck on one land, it's annoying. It always is annoying, but the deck still does perform decently well and can still at least put out some damage. Unfortunately, we did lose one, but it was very close. We could have easily won that if our draws were just a little bit better, but unfortunately they weren't. It happens, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the deck. As far as upgrades, I actually don't know if there really is anything that is just flat out an upgrade of this deck. I'm sure there's some more expensive sideboard cards. Probably Relic of Progenitus would be maybe the only one. Take out a couple Lone Missionaries because Circle of Protection Red is going to be good against burn anyway. But I really think that's the only, at least off the top of my head, that's the only thing I can think of that would really upgrade this deck. If you want a really good mono white list, there is mono white Heroic, which is just a great deck. So I think this deck it's consistent and it is dangerous. It is a very good deck because most of our threats are flyers, and really the only flyers we have to worry about are typically Mole Drifters and I guess Stormbound guys after that second match. But which, I mean, Daybreak Chimera beats both of those as long as Stormbound doesn't have the Undying trigger, and then if it does, we have Sentinel's Eyes or some sideboard cards that can get rid of it anyway. So the deck itself is very resilient for a creature-based list, and because we are just running so many creatures, it's going to be difficult for them to answer a lot of our threats, and the threats that do stick are likely pretty evasive. The Javelineers are surprisingly useful. I was wondering if I was going to keep those in, but the more I play with it, the more useful they actually seem, and I actually do like this deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck as well. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. If you have any potential upgrades for it that I'm just not thinking off the top of my head, I would really like to hear your opinions about this. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. But now, if you'll excuse me, I'm about to kill my opponent using nothing but 1,000 tiny toothpicks. Bye!